اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء. يقتل في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء ولكم لا تشعرون.
روشنایی که تویی چیره بر آن شام کبود، جهل و تاریکی از این نور پریشان گردید. قلمت را نگذار ز رهت باز نیا، قلمت را نگذار ز رهت باز نیا، تو همان اقرت از آن کفر مسلمان گردید. و حال از خانم پروین عطایی خوشمندیم تا به جایگاه تشریف بیاورند.
I'm going to be reciting the following poem written by poet Mr. Hami Hatif in Australia. It's titled The Forgotten Genocide. If you are a Hazara and you have a choice to voice your pain or paint your struggles, what will you choose? Would you speak and have your words fall upon deaf ears? Your cries of pain nobody cares to hear? Or would you paint colors of the wind, of sufferings, of echoing screams, just so the blind man can pretend to see? You see, it doesn't matter what we choose. Our worries and woes will go unheard, unseen, unspoken, unnoticed. Just notice how history repeats. If you are a Hazara and you have a choice to voice your pain or paint your struggles, just notice how history repeats. Perhaps a glimpse of the past might help us paint the future we desire. Perhaps songs of old might heal our people. Let's inspire. Indeed, our past is brutal, our present is dark, and our future uncertain. A burden for those who yearn that one day they may freely stroll their wheat fields, sit by the Chishma stream and watch their children play beneath the Sinjit trees their forefathers planted. Free, safe, without a worry. If you are Hazara, you'd understand. You've lived and you've seen our past and are slain by the thousands. Hazaran slaughtered, some driven to the edge of the mountains. Forced to fly, and to heaven they flew. 40 doves painted in shades of yellow, white, and blue. Their wings embroidered meticulously, their gaze infused with honor. And over the edge they leapt. The skies and all beneath it wept. Wings tied, and yet to heaven they flew. 40 red tulips beneath the mountain's edge now grow into he, but we have not forgotten. And today, although we've given, we've lost, we've bled, We've suffered. Today we remember our resistance, existence, our fallen, our dead, our martyred, our mothers, our fathers, our father, our Baba, you martyred. Today we remember, for even when time tried to erase us, we wrote our own history. When kings tried to bury us, they forgot we were seeds. And oh, with time we witnessed how history repeats, defeats those who have a choice, yet chose to remain silent. But today when you hear the phrase, I am Hazara, today when you hear the phrase, I am Hazara, echoing through the halls and valleys, know that we stand victorious.
تشکر از تشریف‌آوری همه. من ناله‌ای رویده در دشت خشک خشونتم. من نور شجاعت در تاریکی و ظلمتم. حسرت‌های نافرجامت برای آخرین لبخند زیبایت. من دختر هزاره از بین خون و آتش دستهایم را، ناله‌هایم را بلند کردم قوی‌تر از همیشه. برای کسانی که چشمای خود و شاید روزی نسل آینده ما از بی‌سوادی، آزادی و امنیت رنج نبرد. و این کشتارها، این ظلم‌ها.
I know everyone spoke about Hazara, and more will be coming here to give the speeches about Hazara. And everybody already knows about Hazara, but because I have prepared something, and I'm going to read it, and hope you can bear a while with me. Hazara. Who is Hazara? The Hazaras are the indigenous and ethnic group native to and primarily residing in Hazaristan, Hazarajat, the land of Hazaras. For more than 2,000 years, according to some historians, Bamiyan, located along the historical Silk Road, has been considered their de facto capital throughout history, which is well known for its giant statues of the Buddha. Some sources claim that Hazars are about 25 to 30% of all the Afghan population. Hazaras speak a dialogue of Dari called Farsi dialogue called Hazaragi, and the majority of them follow the Shia or Shiite school of Islam. In Afghanistan, the majority of Shia Hazaras live in Hazarajat, which is situated in the rugged central mountainous core of Afghanistan, with an area of approximately 50,000 square kilometers. The region includes the province of Bamiyan, Daikunzi, and several adjacent districts in the province of Ghazni, Uruzgan, Wardak, Parwan, Baghlan, Samangan, and Saripur. There are significant Sunni Hazara communities in the provinces of Hafiz, or Kunduz, Baghlan, Panjshir, and other areas in the northeast of Afghanistan. Ismaili Hazaras live in the provinces of Parwan, Baghlan, and Baya. In addition, Shia as well as Sunni Hazaras are based in substantial numbers in several urban centers of Afghanistan, including Kabul, Mazar Sharif, and Herat. 19th century, the Hazara catastrophe. During the second reign of Dost Muhammad Khan in the 19th century, Hazara from Hazara Jat began to be taxed for the first time. However, for the most part, they still managed to keep their regional autonomy until the 1892 Battle of Uruzgan. In subsequent subjugation of Abdurrahman Khan, a cruel king of Pashtun extremists began in the late 19th century. When the Treaty of Ganjamad was signed and the Second Anglo-Afghan War ended in 1880, Abdurrahman Khan set out a goal to bring Hazaristan under his control. He launched several campaigns in Hazarajat due to resistance from the Hazarajat, in which his forces committed atrocities. In response to this, Abdurrahman waged a war against tribal leaders who rejected his policies and rule. This is known as the Hazara uprisings. He then asked Sunni clerics to issue a religious decree declaring them, the Hazaras, infidel, rebellious, and worthy of being killed, and waged jihad against them. This is how all the catastrophes started by Abdul Rahman. These campaigns had a catastrophic impact on the demographics of Hazara, causing over 62% of the population of Hazara to be perished and some displaced. You can see the displaced Hazaras around the world, like Pakistan, Iran, Uzbekistan, and now you can see in Europe, in America, in Australia, every part of the world. The 20th and 21st centuries. In 1901, Habibullah Khan, Abdurrahman Khan's eldest son and successor, granted amnesty to all Hazaras who were exiled by his predecessor. Even after the Hazaras continued to face social, economic, and political discrimination through most of the 20th century, in 1933, due to his cruelty and social injustice, Muhammad Zahir Shah, the king of Afghanistan, was assassinated by Abdul Khalid Hazara. Then he was captured and killed, him with some of the members of his family, unfortunately. And throughout the history, Hazaras have had a lot of problems, a lot of massacres, and it can be, yes, called genocide. In Saur Revolution of 1978, which caused the uprising throughout Afghanistan, the president of that time, Hafizullah Amin, printed that a list of 12,000 victims of Taraki government. Among them were 7,000 of Hazaras that were killed, shot in politically prison. The genocide policies of Abdurrahman era was adopted by the Taliban, unfortunately. In 1998, 8,000 Hazaras were killed in Mazar-e-Sharif. And I was there at that time too, in Mazar-e-Sharif. The intention was clear: ethnic cleansing of Hazaras from Afghanistan. During the years followed, Hazaras suffered severe oppression and many ethnic massacres, genocides, and programs were carried out by predominantly ethnic Pashtun Taliban, documented by the Human Rights Watch. The US laid NATO presence in Afghanistan. The removal of the Taliban's brutal emirate was warmly welcomed by the Hazaras. Hazaras armed and resistant forces put their weapons down and surrendered voluntarily to the newly established government of Hamid Karzai. The Hazaras were, for the first time in the country's history, given a reasonable representation in the cabinet, 5 ministries out of 27, including a vice president post. Hazara began to thrive and left no stone unturned to make the best use of the historic opportunities. Schools, including girls' school, mushroomed across Hazara in no time. Although Afghanistan has been historically one of the poorest countries in the world, the Hazara region unfortunately has been kept underdeveloped by the past government. Since the ousting of the Taliban in late 2001, billions of dollars poured into Afghanistan for reconstruction, and several large-scale reconstruction projects took place all over Afghanistan, but unfortunately, very few of them was really accomplished in Hazara area. So, all this was because of the unjust Afghan governments as they followed their own ancestral rule later on. Respectable audience, here I just want to mention very few killings of Hazaras. There are hundreds and thousands, but I want to just mention a few of them, though there are a lot. And I feel sorry if I do not tell them. One, very brief, please bear. In November 2015, Afghan militants claiming loyalty to the Islamic State beheaded 7 ethnic Hazara civilians who had been abducted in Zabul province in southern Afghanistan. Their throats were cut with piece of metal wire. The victims were 4 men, 2 women, and a 9-year-old girl. And her name was Shukya Tabassum. The killings sparked of the Tabassum movement in a large-scale protest by women and men in Kabul by all ethnics. On July 23, 2016, 2 Islamic State suicide bombers blew themselves during the peaceful protest, called the Enlightenment Movement or Janbish Roshnai in Kabul, killing 86 and wounding over 200 young and all educated Hazaras. And I was there, I heard some part too. 18 people were killed and 54 were injured in July 2016 at Kabul's landmark Sahi Shrine by a gunman wearing an Afghan National Security Forces uniform. The attack took place on the eve of Ashura, again claimed by the ISIS. One of the other deadliest suicide attacks targeted the Taski Registration Center national ID card in Kabul, Mahtab Qalam, which left over 70 people dead and 100 30 wounded or injured. 5. In August 2018, a bomb hit a university preparatory academy, left 48 dead and 67 others injured. Again claimed by the ISIS because they were preparing to enter university like this location. September 5th, 2018, self-proclaimed 2 suicide attacks targeted my one wrestling club, located west of Kabul, Is Hazara. The second attack arranged by IED around half an hour later, which left over 50 deaths with over 100 injured. And I was taking the injured as well. I was helping. On October 25, 2020, a suicide bomber detonated in the street outside the Kausar Danish Educational Center, left 30 dead and 70 injured. Most of the victims were students at the age of 15 to 26. And there are more like that to mention, so we have short time. From thousands of attacks, bombings and killing and Hazara massacres, this was a few. And I think this should be called a genocide. So what is a genocide? As the definition of the crime of genocide is given in Article 2 of the 1948 Genocide Convention, which Afghanistan acceded to the Genocide Convention on March 22, 1956. Genocide was defined as committing any of 5 acts with intent to destroy, in whole or part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. The 5 acts of what? 1. Killing members of the group that they did and they killed. 2. Causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, and as they harmed us. 3rd, deliberately inflicting condition of life calculated to bring about the group's physical destruction. They destroy us. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. 5, forceful transferring children of the group to another group. Therefore, the definition, we all know that the Taliban, the ISIS, the Al-Qaeda, all other terrorist groups that exist in Afghanistan, they did all these crimes, even to a larger scale than what is mentioned here. So, by this definition, this is a genocide. A clear, pure Hazara genocide. Unfortunately. So why we are here now today and gathering for what? We're all here to stand in solidarity with the Hazaras, especially those Hazaras or those young students, girls and boys, that were killed in Dashti Barchi, in Kaj Educational Center. And this is how that everyone is getting together to raise their voice. In the number, the date number exceeded from 60 more, and the injured ones even numbered out from 115 to more. But unfortunately, the sad news is, once the accident happened and over 60 killed, that's fine. But later on, and many more were injured, taken to the hospital, and there was a girl injured. They did not provide good medicine, good treatment. Unfortunately, this is very sad news that she was killed. And after a week, that's the sad part. We are all in here together everyone, I think right now they are in this place. Not only Hazaras, we have Tajiks in here, we have Pashtuns here, we have Uzbeks here. We have, Americans from everywhere. So I know that you are the right people, came to the right place to raise our voices. Because those who are killed or those who are in Afghanistan, they cannot raise their voices, they are suffocated. They don't have the right, unfortunately. We are here because we're all human beings. There is a pain, we can feel it. And in this, we have a diary saying, says that چه عضو بدر آورد روزگار دگر عضوها را نماند قرار تو که از مهنتی دیگران بیغمی نشایم نهم نام تو آدمی. What does it mean? Means that if a human being in any part of the world, apart from their race, religion, color, gender, country of birth, is hurt anywhere, so we should have same feeling. We should feel the same pain. But if you don't, then there is the question in their humanity. Now, we all know that this is a crime against humanity. Therefore, we urgently demand from all the responsible international organizations such as the United Nations Human Rights, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Civil Rights Defenders, Human Rights Without Frontiers International, Global Rights, United Nations Watch, International Federation of Human Rights, Human Rights Foundation, Human Rights House Foundation, Open Society Foundation, and two more responsible international organizations to look after this. And what do we want from this? We want just this. To please recognize all these systematic and targeted attacks against the Hazaras in Afghanistan as a crime of genocide. 1. 2. Request a special independent commission on minority rights undertake a country visit to Afghanistan in order to assess the condition of the Hazaras there. 3. Deploy a fact-finding mission to Afghanistan throughout the United Nations Human Rights Council's special procedures in order to investigate the ongoing persecution of Hazaras. 5. Pressure the Taliban through the Human Rights Council to protect the rights of minorities, the rights of Hazaras. 6. Urgently supply medicines to the left-injured ones in Kabul, those who are now in the hospital, and support their families who are impacted by this horrific attack. Finally, we ask from all world countries to prioritize the resettlement of Hazara refugees and immigrants as the high special group of vulnerable.
چقدر شکست در شده بود. پینه دستانش را میشد از دور تشخیص داد. او بارها با زبری دستانش دست نوازش بر سرم کشیده بود. کمی خمیده راه میرفت. همان کت سورمه‌ای خاکی تنش بود و کفشش هنوز پاره بود. برایم از تو گفت. از تو و از درد فراق دارای مضمونت جزوه‌های آزادی پای رفتنم خسته‌ام راه تو امید من روزی گام برداریم در فضای آزادی من نماز میخوانم گویا قضا رفتم من قضا به جا آرم من قضای آزادی یادت آید ای دوست با تو عهد بستم روزی فتح خواهیم کرد قله های آزادی با تو قدم خواهم زد با خیال آسودم کوچه های این شهر را کوچه های آزادی دفتر پر از خونت برق از سرت بردار خواهر نجیب من اندکی تنفس کن در هوای آزادی جاودان شود این شعر تا ابد به یاد تو دانش آموزان کاج قصه های آزادی دانش آموزان کاج قصه های آزادی
Since August 15, 2021, they have been targeting Hazaras for 10 years. Some reasons they target Hazaras is the way they look. And most Hazaras are Shia. Raise your hand if you think this is unfair that Taliban kills innocent people just for looking different or believing in a different way of Islam.
So raise your hand if you think this is unfair.
Hazaras have been targeted since the 1900s. When Abdul Rahman Khan was the ruler of Afghanistan, Hazara killings were ordered from him. Ever since then, it's gotten worse. When Abdul Rahman Khan was the leader, the Hazara population was at 70% in Afghanistan. Since all the suicide bombings and killing, the population has been all the way down to 10 to 20%. Before we wrap this up, we ask for your help to evacuate the Hazaras to safety.
Thank you very much. Next, we're going to hear from Ms. Alia and Ms. Kiana. Make sure you're holding the mic close to your mouth.
I came here today to talk about the Hazaras being bombed and killed in Kabul, Afghanistan. Sometimes I overhear my parents talking about the killing in Afghanistan. It hurts my heart because I know they are bombing near our family, cousins, friends, and many more of us. One thing I don't get is that the Taliban has taken innocent souls from their families. Every day my parents tell me how lucky I am to have a house, a family, and be able to go to school and get an education in America. The sad thing is that the Taliban has been fighting with Afghanistan since 1996 and took over again on August 15, 2022. It changed the way men and women have to look and dress. And now little kids are afraid to go to school due to the cause of the bombing, war, killing, and the Taliban. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Ms. Kiana and Ms. Sobna.
I get discriminated because I wear a hijab.
I get discriminated because of the way I look.
I am Sunni and I am Pashtun. You're stereotypical Afghan.
I'm a Shia and I'm a Hazara, not the type of person you think of when you imagine an Afghan.
Two different types of people united under one country, one religion, and one culture. We're both just teenagers.
If you are only teenagers and people who are older than us are considered wiser, why can't you do the same?
Next, we'll hear from Ms. Kiana alone.
Hi, I'm Kiana Mahmoudi and I came here to Dakota to talk about the situation that's happening in Afghanistan. If you don't know what's happening in Afghanistan, I will tell you. Hazaras are being killed in Afghanistan due to the cause of what they look like and what they believe in. Well, they get this.
Last but not least, we're going to hear from Ms.
has been subjected to targeted attacks by ISK and the Taliban. The Hazara community has encountered decades of persecution in Afghanistan. Since the Taliban takeover, the targeting of the Hazara is said to have increased, and the attacks enjoyed impunity. In this city, everyone has forgotten their way of living. Probably the all new ones, but not anymore. Do you know what living in a cage looked like? Maybe you have never lived in one, but those of us here know that life inside the cage is gradual death. So every moment is death. We girls of this land are like cage pigeons. Our freedom has been taken away to the extent that others determine even our fate. Is there anything else that we can decide for ourselves? No, none left for us. They consider themselves powerful, while their level is lower than that of the ignorant. Yes, this is life in a cage. Thank you.
Genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide. Stop.
Fate and decide for ourselves. Today I traveled to come here and speak because I'm not being Arafat. I don't want to stay silent, to prove that I still remember the fight for survival and that the flame is still burning in my heart and everyone's heart here today. My friends, Afghans, Hazaras, Tajiks, Americans, humans, let's speak up and stay on Arafat. Let's give the people of Afghanistan their salam, their peace, security, and health back to them. We want the academics, the people who support education, life, and liberty to stand up with us and to send this message to our officials and spread the news. Hazara people need your help and support. We want the academic places like UB initiates the programs to support and accept more Afghan students, especially of Hazara minority. We want the government, especially USCIS, to process Hazaras and Afghans cases and grant them asylum, refugee, immigrant status in the United States. There's a lot going on in the world right now, but this shouldn't mean that to ignore one population and their struggle to survive and prefer them over others. USCIS and the government in general should approach this equally. And finally, you can donate to our cause and you can join the hashtag Stop Hazara Genocide on Twitter and other social media platforms. Don't stay silent, because silence against cruelty and crime is not less than committing the crime and cruelty itself. Thank you.
Stop Hazara genocide. Stop Hazara genocide. Stop Hazara genocide.
There's police here.
Killing of Hazara it's not acceptable, not at all. I, as a Pashtun, I stand with the Hazara, and we can say Stop Hazara genocide.
باید فارسی نمیتونه همین کاری که مادام شیخ خیر الکتران نفهم شده جا خلاص میشه تو 3 دقیقه جا
But Hazara is most of the victims, and we are strongly condemning this. They were Afghan Patoga, the Afghan the Tulane, they were Namainda Patoga, they were Pashtun Patoga, the Hazara Run Saratarigama, the Duisa Walarima, among the Sakal Fazogondo, among the Bainal Milbanim Jacko, for human rights, for women's rights, for children's rights, for NATO, United States. We are asking them to work on this and bring peace to Afghanistan. There still terrorism existed. درست پوری هم په افغانستان کې ترهګري ختمه شوې نه ده. ترهګر لا هم هلته موجود دي. ترهګر اوس هم په افغانستان کې موجود دي. زمونږ قومونه زمونږ خلک زمونږ ولس لا هم خلک پسې د حملو لاندې داعشي او طالبي ورونه مرگ بر طالبان و داعشیانو
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 مرگ بر تروریستانو
مرگ بر تروریستانو
مرگ بر تروریستانو
مرگ بر تروریستانو تروریستانو
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop killing humans. Stop killing humans.
Stop killing humans.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want equality.
We want equality.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Stop Hazara genocide.
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 Justice.
We want justice.
We want equality.
We want equality.
Stop Hazara genocide.
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 We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want education.
We want education.
We want education.
We want education.
We want equality.
We want equality.
We want equality.
We want equality.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
امروز همه ما گرد هم آمدیم و اینجا میبینیم که از همه اقوام افغانستان هستند. ازبک، تاجیک، هزاره، پشتون. امروز همگی ما هماهنگ هستیم. دست به دست هم دیگر دادیم. امروز جمع شویم و انزجار خود را از طالبان و داعش و هر آدم کش دیگر که در افغانستان طفلان معصوم و بیگناه را میکشد اعلام کنیم. Stop Hazara genocide. Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Don't kill Afghans. Don't kill Hazaras.
Don't kill Hazaras.
Don't kill Afghans.
Don't kill Afghans.
Don't kill Hazaras.
Don't kill Hazaras.
Hazara میمیرد ذلت نمیپذیرد.
Hazara میمیرد ذلت نمیپذیرد.
Hazara میمیرد ذلت نمیپذیرد.
Hazara میمیرد ذلت نمیپذیرد.
I am Hazara.
I am Hazara.
I am Afghan.
I am Afghan.
I want justice.
I want justice.
I want justice.
I want justice.
Hazara میمیرد ذلت نمیپذیرد. شعار مسلمان مرگ بر طالبان.
شعار هر مسلمان مرگ بر طالبان.
شعار هر مسلمان مرگ بر طالبان.
شعار هر مسلمان مرگ بر طالبان.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
We want justice.
We want justice. We want justice. We want justice. We want justice.
مرکز آموزشی کاج و دادخواهی برای حفاظت هزارها از نسل‌کشی بافالو نیویورک. با تأسف در تازه ترین مورد از تداوم سلسله جنایات ضد بشری قتل عام و نسل‌کشی هزارها توسط تروریستان که طالبان برای آنها زمینه و پناهگاه فراهم کردن، یک صنف بزرگ درسی در مرکز آموزشی کاج واقع دشت بچی شهر کابل به صورت وحشیانه هدف یک انفجار تروریستی قرار گرفت. بر اساس آخرین معلومات دفتر نمایندگی ملی متحد در افغانستان در آن انفجار دست کم 53 تن که 46 تن آن دختران و زنان جوان بود کشته شده است. 110 تن دیگر زخمی شدند. با روی کار آمدن مجدد طالبان که میزبان
و حامی دهها گروه تروریستی در منطقه و بین المللی در افغانستان هست. کشتار گسترده و نسل کشی هزارها به صورت وحشتناک جریان پیدا کرده است. طالبان با نادیده انگاری کامل و حکم مشکلات هزارها در پناه دادن به تروریستان جهانی در کشور این قوم بزرگ را در معرض حذف سازمان یافته ترور، قتل عام و نسل کشی قرار داده است. هزارهای افغانستان اکنون بی‌پناه‌ترین مردمی هستند که از جانب تمامی گروه‌های تروریستی و افراطی دینی در سایه بی‌تفاوتی و نگاه حزبی و جنسی طالبان مبتلا و نابود شدند. بدون شک مسئولیت این جنایات بزرگ به عهده طالبان است. طالبان و داعش در سایر گروه‌های تروریستی دیگر همه دشمنان انسانیت، دشمنان علم و آگاهی و ضد زنان هستند.
یک متن بسیار کوتاه است که یک دختر هزاره از برچی بر ما روان کرده و خواهش کرده که این را در مظاهراتتان بخوانید. از من محافظت کنید. من نمیخواهم بمیرم. مردن حق من نیست. دیدن و در آغوش کشیدن تابوت و جسد بیجان من حق پدر و مادر و خانواده هم نیست. من از میان جویباری از خون خواهر و برادرانم زجه میزنم. به گوش دنیا از من محافظت کنید. لطفاً اجازه ندهید جوانان و تحصیل کرده های ما را بیشتر از این سلاخی کنند. از ما محافظت کنید. من یک دختر افغانم از تبار هزاره، از تبار کاتب هزاره، از تبار حسین بخش سفری، از نسل روح الله نیکپا. منو اگر نمیشناسید حتما اینها را میشناسید. من نماد صلح و دانش و قلم و مهربانی است. اما یک عمر است من حق زندگی و حق تحصیل ندارم. پدرهای نصف از ما دختران یا کراچیوان هستند یا هم شغل درست ندارند. خرج تحصیل ما آبله های دستان پدرم و اشکهای مناجات نیمه شب مادرانمان است. روا نیست این چنین در اوج بی کسی قتل عام شویم و خانواده هایمان هر روز گورهای دست جمعی بکنند و امیدهایشان را دفن کنند. لطفاً از ما محافظت کنید. من زندگی را دوست دارم. کشتن یک انسان علل خصوص زنان و کودکان در هیچ دین و آیینی روا نیست. به چه جرمی حکم قتل جوانان هزاره را امضا می کنند؟ به چه جرمی این همه سال جوانان نخبه ها تحصیل کرده های یک قوم و مذهب مشخص یعنی هزاره های شیعی را سلاخی می کنند؟ آیا هزاره ها به عنوان یک فرد جامعه افغانی از حقوق مساوی با دیگر همشهریان برخوردار نباید باشد؟ چرا تحصیل کرده ها و نیروی جوانان هزاره
زنده باد زنان جنوساید.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide.
نسل کشی هزاره را توقف دهید. We want justice. ما عدالت می‌خواهیم. Stop Hazara genocide. Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop racist. We want justice. نسل کشی را توقف دهید. عدالت می‌خواهیم.
Stop Hazara genocide.
Stop Hazara genocide. Stop Hazara genocide.
هزاره بپاخید برارمان را کشتند. هزاره بپاخید برارمان را کشتند. هزاره بپاخید خواهرمان را کشتند.
هزاره بپاخید خواهرمان را کشتند.
هزاره بیدار است از جهالت بیزار است.
هزاره بیدار است از جهالت بیزار است.
برچی جای خون است. جهالت سرنگون است.
برچی جای خون است. جهالت سرنگون است.
هزاره بپاخید خواهرمان را کشتند.
هزاره بپاخید خواهر ما را کشتند. هزاره بپاخید برار ما را کشتند. برچی جوی خون است. جهالت سرنگون است.
want education. We want education. We want justice. We want justice. We want education. We want education. We want justice. We want justice. We want peace.
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 We want justice.
We want justice.
We want education.
We want education.
We want peace.
We want peace.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want education.
We want education.
We want peace.
We want peace.
We want education.
We want education.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Stop Hazara genocide. Stop Hazara genocide. Stop Hazara genocide. We want peace.
We want peace.
We want peace.
We want peace.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want human rights.
We want human rights.
We want human rights.
We want human rights.
We want human rights. We want protection. We want protection. We want peace.
We want peace.
We want peace.
We want peace.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Stop Hazara genocide.
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 در آخر برنامه قرار داریم از همه خواهرها و برادرها که از تمام اقوام افغانستان در اینجا شرکت کردن در این تظاهرات صلح‌آمیز. من اینجا می‌بینم از قوم هزاره هست، اینجا از برادرای تاجیک هست، از برادرای پشتون هست، از برادرای ازبک هست، اصلا از کشورهای مختلف هست، از امریکا هست، از آسیا هست، از افریقا هست، از کشورهای مختلف شاید من نام گرفتن نتونم اینجا که بیش از اندازه زیاد است و شاگردان و مسئولینی که در اینجا قرار دارن در دانشگاه یوبی همه اشتراک کردن و صدای حق و عدالت را بلند کردن. و تشکر خاصم از I would like to thank the police department and the UB responsible here in charge that they helped us to hold this peaceful protest today here in UB. Thank you very much and wish you all the best, and again we want peace and justice. Thank you very much. Just one.
میلاد انگلیسی بگو بیاد گلای پرپرسونی گلای با پرپرسون فلای با پرپرسون.
And as you can see, and these flowers, Magbar Taliban, if you can see here, the flowers are green, it's a symbol of the, girls, students, boys that they were slaughtered and, made into pieces in many parts of Afghanistan, especially the recent attack that happened in the College Educational Center. And these, as you can see, the flowers are thrown into pieces. And this, a symbol of them that they were thrown like this. And everyone here is condemning those, attack that they did. They killed, Hazara girl, students, girls and boys in Kabul, Dashti Barchi, in College Educational Center, and throughout history in Afghanistan. So we condemn right from here, and we want, responsible nations or international organizations to please stop and prevent this, further, suicide or killings of Hazaras in Afghanistan. یک کمی دوره را کلان کنه کمی درست دیده شود.
Who is those guys? what they want from us, what they want from our lives. Look at these innocent faces. How we can do that? How we can stop? How we can be silent? Look at these faces. All our children. What was their sin? What they did? They just went to school. They just wanted education. Just that. They didn't have any gun. Nothing. No knife. No gun. They just had pen, pencils, book. Why they got killed? Why?
They're innocent. They're flowers. Our flowers got like this.
Look at these faces. Look at this. Look. Just look. What they can do for the war. What they can do. They cannot harm anyone. They cannot harm anyone. Look at these faces. What they did to you. What they did. Nothing. They just wanted to be educated. They just wanted to be peace. They wanted the good world. They wanted the good humans. What they did to you. Just tell me somebody. Come and kill me. I am a man. Come and kill me. Don't kill my sister. Don't kill my women. Come and kill me. I am here. Come. Kill me. Put your bullets in. I not will be silent. No time. I will find you. I will find you. Don't kill our sisters. Don't kill our girls. Look at these faces. Why do they do that? Why?
Justice! Justice!
Justice!
Justice!
Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice! Justice!
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
همینقدر مرد نیستن بیاین جان مردم. همینقدر بزدل ترسو هستن که نمیان یک جنگ برابر کنن. اینقدر پست هستن اینا که بمب در تن خود میمالن. بمب در تن خود میبندن. قسم جای علی مولا صلوات محمدی.
الله
دوستان کمک کردین که نمی چیزا رو یک جای جاری کنیم اینجا نبایید.